Hi, I'm Daniel Lucas,
And this is Mick, the Doctor of Digital.
and welcome to Love Letters. Love Letters are a collection of love stories of people get lost, get crazy, and disoriented in the name of love. Another week, another great episode. The lost art of knowing love, desire, and Christian way of relationship.
Yeah, this is how Christian wisdom restores the heart in an age of confusion. So it's going to be all about love and desire and the Christian way of having a relationship.
Indeed. So, Mr. Mick, why does love feel so elusive in our hyper connected age? We have more tools for connection than ever. Dating apps, social media, instant messaging, video calls, yet intimacy feels like a fading dream. Why do so many of us feel unseen, misunderstood, or trapped in a cycle of relational disappointment?
The paradox is stark. Technology promises proximity, but loneliness is a global epidemic. Relationships often feel transactional, reduced to fleeting encounters or calculated matches. Dating has become a soul draining grind with endless swipes, rarely leading to depth. Even committed relationships buckle under modern pressures, with divorce rates climbing and true connection eroding. This isn't just a personal struggle, it's a cultural crisis. A 2025 national survey reported that 52% of Americans experience chronic loneliness, with young adults hit hardest. Mental health crises, depression, anxiety, suicide are surging, particularly among Gen Z and millennials. The average Tinder user spends 90 minutes a day swiping, yet only 12% of matches lead to meaningful conversations, according to a 2024 study. We're drowning in options, but starving for connection. But what if this crisis isn't new? What if thinkers from centuries past, Christian philosophers like Augustine, Aquinas, and John Paul II, saw this coming and offered a radically different way to understand love and relationships? Their wisdom provides a framework that transcends the shallow scripts of our time, inviting us to reclaim the lost art of knowing, knowing ourselves, knowing others, and building relationships that endure. Their insights aren't just for the religious, they're for anyone longing to love deeply, authentically, and well. Today, we'll explore how their teachings can guide us through the maze of modern love, offering hope and a path to healing. In conclusion, let's dive into the lost art of knowing.
Mr. Mick, let's begin with Augustine. What does this 4th century thinker teach us about our deepest longing for love?
Augustine of Hippo, born in 354 AD, lived in a world that feels eerily familiar, a Roman Empire crumbling under excess, distraction, and moral ambiguity. His Confessions, a raw and timeless autobiography, reads like a modern memoir of restlessness. As a young man, Augustine chased pleasure, status, and intellectual prestige. He had a long term concubine, a son born outside of marriage, and a string of romantic entanglements that left him unfulfilled. He pursued sex, ambition, and acclaim, only to find that each left him emptier than before. His story resonates because it mirrors our own: the late night scrolls, the endless swipes, the aching hope that the next match, job, or achievement will finally make us whole. His famous line, "Our hearts are restless until they find rest in you," is more than spiritual poetry. It's a profound diagnosis of the human condition. Augustine realized that his deepest ache wasn't for a better partner or more success, but for transcendence, to be fully seen, fully known, and fully loved in a way no human or earthly pursuit could provide. This restlessness is universal. In 2025, we see it in the 60% of Americans who persistent loneliness, even in crowded cities or packed social feeds, according to a 2024 study. We see it in the 90 minutes the average Tinder user spends swiping daily, with only 12% of matches leading to meaningful conversations. We curate perfect Instagram profiles, projecting an image we hope will be loved, but the likes never touch the deeper need to be known beyond the surface. Augustine's insight is that we misdiagnose this ache. We think a new relationship, a better body, or a bigger platform will fill it. He introduced the concept of ordo amoris, the ordering of love. When our loves are disordered, we place infinite expectations on finite things. We ask partners to complete us, jobs to define us, or followers to affirm us. No wonder we're disappointed. Humans and achievements can't bear the weight of our existential longing. A 2023 study found that 65% of young adults report feeling unfulfilled in relationships because they expect partners to fix their inner emptiness. That misdirected hunger leaves us cycling through disappointments, chasing fleeting highs that never last. This doesn't mean relationships are futile. Far from it. Augustine's vision is profoundly relational. When our deepest need to be known by the divine is met, we're freed to love others without demanding they fill our voids. This shifts the entire paradigm of modern dating. Instead of asking, who can meet my needs? We ask, how can I love well? How can I become the person capable of cherishing another's mystery? This perspective transforms relationships from transactions to sacred spaces of mutual discovery. It's about seeing the other person as a unique story, not a product to consume. It's about approaching a date with curiosity, not a checklist, asking questions like, what's a dream you've never told anyone, or what shaped you into who you are? In practice, this means slowing down in a world that demands speed. Instead of rushing to define or possess someone, Augustine encourages us to linger in their mystery. This is countercultural in a swipe right culture where we judge people in seconds. Imagine a date where you listen deeply without an agenda, seeking to understand the other's heart. This approach fosters a connection that feels alive, not forced. It also reframes singleness. If your worth isn't tied to a relationship status, you're free to cultivate a life of meaning and connection, whether single or partnered. Augustine found himself purpose in community and contemplation, not just romance. His life shows that the restless heart isn't a curse, it's a call to reorder our loves, anchoring them in something infinite. This call is deeply emotional. It speaks to the ache we've all felt, those quiet moments when we wonder if anyone will truly see us. Augustine's answer is a resounding yes, but it encourages courage to seek love differently. It means choosing presence over performance, depth over distraction. It means daring to be vulnerable, to share your story, and to listen to another's. The ancient ache is real. It's behind every swipe, every glance, every unspoken question. Will someone ever truly see me? In conclusion, Augustine's wisdom offers hope. True knowing begins with aligning our desires with the divine and approaching others with reverence, generosity, and freedom.
Mr. McAugustine diagnoses our restless hearts, but how does Thomas Aquinas, writing nearly a millennium later, give us a practical blueprint for building love that endures?
Thomas Aquinas, born in 1225, was a Dominican monk whose intellectual rigor earned him the title Doctor of the Church. However, what did his classmates view him as? That was the dumb ox. I kid you not. His nickname was that. And early on, he probably was just outthinking his peers. In any case, his world of medieval monasteries and universities seems distant, but his teachings on love are strikingly relevant to our digital age. Aquinas didn't write dating guides, but his philosophy offers a robust framework for relationships that can withstand modern pressures, whether it's the stress of careers, the chaos of parenting, or the temptation to trade depth for novelty. His insights are a lifeline for anyone weary of fleeting connections, offering a path to love that lasts. At the heart of Aquinas' teaching is a radical claim. The highest form of human love is friendship, not the casual, transactional friendships of today, but a deep, virtuous bond defined by mutual commitment to each other's flourishing. Aquinas argued that friendship is the foundation of all lasting love, including romantic relationships. This challenges the modern obsession with chemistry or passion as the cornerstone of love. While traction is powerful, it's fleeting without a deep bond. A 2023 study found that couples who identify as best friends report 70% higher marital satisfaction than those who prioritize passion alone. underscoring the enduring power of friendship. Another study from 2024 showed that couples with strong friendship based bonds are 60% more likely to navigate major life stressors like a job illness or job loss without breaking apart. Aquinas defined friendship as a mutual benevolence grounded in the good. This means actively willing the other person's flourishing, not because of what they offer you, but for their own sake. He broke friendship into three essential components: benevolence, choosing the good of the other, even when it's costly. This might mean supporting a partner through a career change that disrupts your plans or listening patiently to their struggles without trying to fix them. It's about prioritizing their well being over your convenience, a radical act in a self centered culture. Shared life, building a relationship through shared experiences, memories, goals, struggles, and joys. This could be as simple as cooking together, dreaming about the future, or navigating life's challenges as a team. Shared life creates a tapestry of connection that deepens over time, binding partners through the mundane and the profound. Mutuality, both partners actively choose and invest in the relationship. One sided effort leads to resentment. True friendship requires both people to show up fully with intention and commitment. This mutuality is what separates a thriving relationship from one that limps along. This vision of friendship isn't opposed to romance, it's the scaffolding that holds it up. Modern relationships often start with the fireworks of attraction, but without friendship, they crumble under life's inevitable challenges. The honeymoon phase fades, and the real life, mortgages, arguments, exhaustion sets in. Aquinas' insight is that passion, when rooted in friendship, becomes sustainable. It's the difference between a fling that fades and a love that grows stronger over decades. Couples who build on friendship report not only higher satisfaction, but also deeper emotional intimacy, even after 20 or 30 years together, according to studies. Also offers profound wisdom on desire. In our culture, desire is either idolized or demonized. Dating apps fuel a consumerist approach, treating people as products to satisfy our wants. Conversely, some traditions shame desire as sinful. Aquinas took a different path. He saw desire as God given, the engine of the human soul. The key is to order it correctly. Ordered desire seeks the good of the other, even at personal cost. Disordered desire seeks personal gratification, often at the other's expense. A 2024 study found that relationships driven by self focused desires, where partners prioritize their own needs over mutual growth, are 50% more likely to end within 5 years. Consider how disordered desire plays out in modern dating. We might stay in a relationship because it boosts our ego or meets our emotional needs, but when those needs aren't met, we leave or we chase the thrill of newness, discarding partners when the excitement wanes. Aquinas warns that this leads to fleeting connections, not lasting love. Ordered desire says, I want your good, even when it's hard. I choose you, not just the feelings you give me. This requires cultivating virtues, patience, honesty, generosity, and courage. Love for Aquinas isn't a feeling you fall into, it's a skill you practice. Becoming a person capable of love means training yourself to prioritize the other's flourishing. This might mean having hard conversations with kindness, forgiving flaws, or staying committed through dry seasons. It's not easy, but it's possible. Aquinas' blueprint contrasts sharply with hookup culture, where relationships are often transactional and temporary. His vision is demanding but deeply hopeful. Build on friendship, order your desires toward the good, and become someone worthy of deep love. The result is a love that doesn't just survive, but grows stronger, capable of weathering life's storms and thriving in its joys. In a conclusion, this is a love that feels like home, a haven where both partners can grow into their best selves.
The best selves indeed, and Mr. Mick, Augustine, and Aquinas offer timeless wisdom. But how did we stray so far from the vision, and what broke in a modern love?
The fracture in modern love isn't just a product of dating apps or social media. It's the culmination of centuries of cultural shifts that reshaped how we see ourselves and our relationships. To understand this, we must trace the fault lines back to their origins and examine how they've shaped our world, leaving us lonelier than ever. Before the Enlightenment, human identity was inherently communal. You were defined by your ties to others, family, village, church. Your purpose was rooted in belonging, and relationships were sacred duties, not optional accessories. The Enlightenment, beginning in the 17th century, changed everything. Thinkers like Rene Descartes emphasized individual reason, famously declaring, I think, therefore I am. Identity shifted from community to selfhood, planting the seeds of modern individualism. This shift prioritized personal autonomy over collective responsibility, setting the stage for a new way of seeing relationships, one where personal fulfillment became the ultimate goal. The Industrial Revolution in the 18th and 19th centuries deepened this fracture. People left rural communities for urban centers, breaking ties with extended families and local networks. Work became separate from home life, and economic pressures prioritized individual achievement over collective well being. By the 20th century, consumer capitalism weaponized this isolation. Advertisers realized that lonely, autonomous individuals are ideal consumers, always chasing the next purchase or partner to fill the void. The message was clear: happiness is one choice away, whether it's a new gadget, a new look, or a new match. This consumerist mindset turned relationships into transactions where people are judged by what they offer rather than who they are. The sexual revolution of the 1960s and 70s further untethered love from commitment. While it brought important freedoms like greater agency for women, it also normalized the view of sex as recreational, separate from emotional or spiritual bonds. Dating apps are the logical endpoint of this trajectory. They turn people into profiles judged in seconds based on curated images and witty bios. A 2024 Pew Research study found that 68% of Gen Z daters feel overwhelmed by the sheer volume of choices on apps like Tinder and Bumble. When everyone is an option, no one feels essential. This consumerist mindset extends beyond dating. Even committed relationships are often treated as contracts. I stay as long as my needs are met. The rise in divorce rates, nearly 50% of first marriages in the US end in divorce, reflects this shift. Irreconcilable differences often translates to, I'm not happy anymore. Technology amplifies this fracture. Dating apps thrive on keeping users searching, not settling. Social media monetizes our attention, not our relationships, encouraging performance over presence. A 2025 national survey reported that 52% of Americans experience chronic loneliness, with rates highest among young adults. Mental health crises, depression, anxiety, and suicide are surging, particularly among young people. There's been a 30% increase in anxiety disorders among 18 to 34-year-olds since 2020. The data has a grim picture. We've traded depth for novelty, commitment for flexibility, and belonging for autonomy. This fracture isn't just cultural, it's deeply personal. It's the sting of being ghosted after a promising date, the exhaustion of curating a perfect online persona, the quiet despair of wondering if you'll ever find someone who stays. But understanding this fracture offers hope. Recognizing how we got here empowers us to choose differently. We can opt out of the algorithm's endless scroll and prioritize real connection. This might mean joining a community group, investing in friendships, or approaching dating with intention rather than impulse. Healing begins with small, courageous acts, a conversation that goes deeper, a commitment to stay through discomfort, a refusal to treat people as disposable. The fracture is real, but it's not irreversible. In conclusion, by reclaiming presence, depth, and community, we can mend what's been broken and build relationships that reflect our deepest longings for connection and belonging.
Mr. Mick, in a world where love feels broken, how does John Paul II offer a path to restoration?
John Paul II, Pope from 1978 to 2005, delivered one of the most revolutionary teachings on love through his Theology of the Body, a series of 129 lectures given between 1979 and 1984. And who could have anticipated his reflections? A pope advising about relationships when he did not know sexual intimacy? Nonetheless, John Paul, now St. John Paul, is insightful. These meditations reframe the body, desire, sex, and love as sacred realities, offering a vision that heals the fractures of our time and restores the dignity of human connection. His teachings are a beacon for anyone wounded by modern love, offering a path to wholeness and hope. His central claim is breathtaking. The body and it alone is capable of making visible what is invisible, the spiritual and the divine. Your body isn't just biology, it's a language that expresses the deepest truths of your soul. When you hold someone's hand, embrace a friend, or make love, your body speaks. I see you. I choose you. I give myself to you. This elevates physicality to a sacred act of communicating love that transcends words. It's a radical counterpoint to a culture that reduces bodies to objects or profiles to swipe past. In a world where 70% of young adults report feeling objectified in dating, according to a 24 study, this vision restores the inherent dignity of every person. But the body can also be coerced into lying. John Paul II critiques practices like casual sex, pornography, and hookup culture, not out of prudishness, but because they misalign body and soul. When we engage physically without emotional or spiritual commitment, the body says, I give myself fully, while the heart says, I'm holding back. This disconnect creates wounds, eroding trust and intimacy. A 2024 study found that individuals who engage in frequent casual sex report 40% higher levels of emotional distress and lower self esteem over time. John Paul II's critique isn't about shame, it's about integrity, aligning body, soul, and intention to create love that's whole and life giving. His anecdote is self gift, the sincere offering of yourself to another. True love is not about consuming the other for your pleasure, but about giving yourself freely, fully, and faithfully. This transforms sexuality from a transaction into a sacred act of communion. In marriage, for example, sex becomes a renewal of vows saying, I am yours forever. But self gift extends beyond romance. It applies to friendships, where you listen without an agenda, to parenting, where you sacrifice for your child's good, to communities where you serve without expecting reward. This principle is universal. Man cannot fully find himself except through a sincere gift of himself. A 2023 study found that couples who practice mutual self gift through service, sacrifice, and deep commitment report 80% higher relationship satisfaction and are 65% more likely to stay together long term. This vision directly challenges our commodified culture. Pornography reduces bodies to objects for consumption, with 88% of pornographic content containing elements of objectification, according to a 2024 analysis. Dating apps turn people into profiles to swipe past. Social media encourages us to perform rather than connect. John Paul II counters, your body is sacred. It is not for sale, it is for gift. This isn't just theology, it's practical. It's a call to reject the culture of instant gratification and embrace the slow, sacred work of presence. It's about seeing others as ends in themselves, not means to an end. The theology of the body also offers healing for those wounded by modern love. If you've been betrayed, objectified, or left feeling unworthy, John Paul II's message is a lifeline. Your body is not ruined. Your story is not over. You are made for love that restores. This is critical in a world where 65% of young adults report experiencing relational trauma from infidelity to ghosting. Healing begins with reclaiming the dignity of your body and desires, seeing them as sacred rather than commodities. It's a message that resonates deeply, offering hope to those who feel broken by rejection or betrayed. Restoration requires courage. It means choosing depth over distraction, presence over performance. It means building relationships, romantic or otherwise, rooted in mutual self gift. This applies beyond romance to every area of life. Whether you're building a friendship, raising a family, or creating something meaningful, the path to fulfillment is the same. Give yourself fully, authentically, and generously. In conclusion, John Paul II's vision is a call to live with intention, to love with integrity, and to create with purpose, transferring not just our relationships, but our entire way of being in the world.
Mr. Mick, what's the takeaway for anyone navigating the complexities of modern love, whether single, dating, married, or simply yearning for connection?
The lost art of knowing is about rediscovering love as contemplation, not consumption, transformation, not transaction. Aquinas, Augustus, and John Paul II offer a roadmap to heal the fractures of our time and build relationships that endure, rooted in wisdom that transcends centuries. Their teachings are a lifeline for anyone weary of shallow connections, offering a path to love that feels like home. Augustine reveals that our restless hearts are not a flaw, but a call to anchor our deepest longings in the divine so that we can love others freely without demanding they complete us. This means approaching relationships with curiosity and reverence, seeking to know rather than possess. It's about asking deeper questions, listening without an agenda, and seeing each person as a unique story. This perspective heals the ache of loneliness, reminding us that we're made for connection, not isolation. Aquinas provides the blueprint: make friendships the foundation of love, order your desires toward the other's good, and cultivate the virtues that sustain commitment. This transforms relationships from fleeting sparks to enduring flames, capable of weathering life's storms, whether it's financial stress, illness, or the daily grind. It's a call to become a person capable of love through patience, honesty, and courage, creating bonds that grow stronger over time. John Paul II restores the sacredness of our bodies and desires, teaching us to see love as a gift, not a transaction. In a world that commodifies everything, he calls us to give ourselves fully, whether in romance, friendship, or creative work. His theology of the body reminds us that our bodies are languages of communion designed to express truth and love, not to be used or discarded. This vision offers healing for those wounded by rejection or betrayal, affirming that we were made for love that restores. The fracture of modern love, driven by individualism, consumerism, and technology, is deep, but it's not destiny. You can choose depth over distraction, presence over performance, self gift over self gratification. Start small, a conversation that goes beyond small talk, a commitment to stay through discomfort, a decision to see the person in front of you as a mystery, not a means. These choices ripple outward, transforming not just relationships, but every area of life. This wisdom isn't just for relationships, it's for anyone creating something meaningful. Writing a book, launching a business, or sharing your story is an act of self gift, just like love. It's saying, here's my heart, my truth, my legacy. I give it to you. The same principles that heal relationships, presence, commitment, honesty, heal storytelling and creation. And for this, the world needs fewer illusions and more truth, fewer transactions and more transformations, fewer swipes and more knowing. Your body speaks, your desire is holy, love is self gift. In a world of endless scrolling and shallow connections, three ancient voices offer a better way. Augustine shows us how to calm the restless heart by anchoring it in the divine. Aquinas builds love that lasts through friendship and virtue. John Paul II reveals the body as a sacred language of communion. This isn't just for the religious, it's for anyone longing to love deeply, authentically, and well. In conclusion, let's reclaim the lost art of knowing together.
Together indeed. Very well said, Mr. Mate. Very well said. And people, the lost art of knowing, love, desire, and Christian way of relationship explores the deep spiritual and emotional dimensions of human connection through a Christian lens. So, Mr. Mike, would you like plug in something?
Thanks for the opportunity. Create a valued book in 90 days. Meet me on LinkedIn, GMIC, the Doctor of Digital Smith, PhD. You can listen to my podcast, the Doctor of Digital Podcast. Pick up a couple volumes on Amazon, Burning America, and also On Track, Ian Hunter.
Yes, people, let's support Mr. Make the Doctor of Digital because if you support him for sure, more and more empowering authors to come, more and more empowering episodes of the podcast itself. And please do listen to our baby podcast, Mental Health 101. Mental Health 101 is created to empower our mental health awareness. So, Mr. Mike, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, my friend. Until next time, Deus Volt.
More to come, people. See you soon.